Stuck in the struggle, feeling the squeeze. Wanna save some cash and live with ease. Naomi is here, your money guide, helping you grow and turn the tide. Let's talk money, it's time to thrive on Rhythm 95.5. Budget, save, invest and win. Tune in, now let the wealth begin. Let's talk money with Naomi, only on Rhythm 95.5.
Alrighty then, so time check for you, just a quick time check right now. It's about 2:45 in the PM right now in St. Lucia, and I gotta say welcome to all the listeners of Rhythm 95.5. Diego, I'm inside on the main controls today, holding it down for Steve Ajay. She's right beside me, so it's like Diego, no, don't do that. This is how it's done. That's how it's done, you know. So I'm just here. I'm gonna try to, put up the mic controls, make sure that everything is done good. Steve, is that good? She can't speak, so but she's here. She's here. All right. So without further ado, you all heard the jingle just now. It's time to jump straight into it. We're gonna be talking about money with Naomi. Hi, Naomi.
Hi, good afternoon, Diego.
How are you today?
I'm good, I'm good.
All right. And what kind of money we talking about today?
No, today we're doing insurance.
We do it. Oh, so that is why we have that
yeah,
gentleman
that's
over
why
there.
we have Mr. Osborne Small with us today.
That's his name.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Osmond Small, welcome to Rhythm 95.5. This is the first time I actually sit in this chair with an interview situation.
Okay, all right.
So we're going to be talking insurance, and here's where I rock back and I leave it to the professionals.
I guess so.
No problem. So this afternoon we'll be looking at trust and transparency. Reason being, there are questions that we should be asking when we're going into insurance, when we're trying to get medical insurance, life insurance, whatever type of insurance. There are questions we should ask, but sometimes we are not paying attention to it. There are even researches that we should do, and sometimes we don't. So this afternoon, Osman will be guiding us and letting us know what questions should we ask. Like, what questions should I ask my agent if I'm going to sign up for an insurance policy?
Okay, great stuff. So, hello everybody once again. It's Osborne back in with Naomi, and you asked me a very important question there.
Yes, right.
Now, it really has to do a lot with what type of insurance you're actually trying to purchase. Because as you would know, different policies would have different important factors to you. A good example would be with health insurance. Most people are interested in health insurance. There are three main things that you want to make sure you understand about a health insurance policy before you purchase it. You want to know what is the lifetime coverage that you're going to be getting. So that's the big number with all the zeros behind it. That's where you're going to be getting all of your claims monies from over your lifetime. You want to make sure that it's a number that's big enough to take care of you, but it's not excessive, you know? So you're balancing that. Just to throw that out there, a good number to look at least on St. Lucia, is around maybe somewhere between 750,000 to about $1 million. Having that coverage throughout your lifetime, just in case something comes up, you know you're good in that regard. Another key question you might ask about health insurance specifically is, what is the deductible? Now, the deductible is the amount of money that you're supposed to pay out of pocket before the insurance company starts to cover your expenses for that given year.
Right.
Now, you can imagine why that's important. You get something coming up, and now you're expecting you're going to get some money. When you have to pay that deductible in now, it's telling you, oh, you only pay $500, your deductible is $2,000. You reach nowhere close to that yet.
True.
Every year you go in for checkups, but your checkups never get into that threshold. That means that you'll never get any money from the insurance company. Right? So you want to understand what your deductible is. The smaller the deductible, generally it's better for you. But as you'd imagine, with a small deductible, the premium is affected. So you have to find the right balance when it comes to that. Um, Specifically to health insurance as well, the other thing that you'd want to understand or ask before you take that purchase is what is your copay. Now, there's a little thing in between the 1 million and the deductible there. This is how much the company is going to pay of your claims. So it's a percentage of those claims that they are going to pay back. You know, a safe space to be with a copay is about 80. That's 80%. That's generally the standard across the island through different insurance companies. They'll basically pay 80% of the claim. So 20% of that, that's your responsibility to take care of whatever you pay out. And then the insurance company would usually take care of the other 80% after the deductible. So these are some of the things you'd like to, or you should ask about when you're dealing with health insurance. Now, there are other types of insurances as well. Let's say you go in for car insurance. What do you think might be an important thing? Well, some car insurance policies have excesses, which is similar to a deductible, where you now have to spend your own money before the insurance company come in and do anything else.
What's a case that someone might have to spend excess and, like, how does it work? If what happens?
Okay, so you may have an excess if you generally in a lot of accidents already and you have a bad history of being in accidents. The company may decide, hey, listen, this looking like is a joke thing. So they might decide to put an excess just to dissuade you, just in case by chance you were getting involved in these accidents for some bad reason, or maybe if you were just being very careless about it, you'd be more mindful now when you're going to be driving, because you know you have skin in the game if something bad goes down.
Okay.
Right? So it's almost like a protection mechanism, something to limit accidents in the country. You know? Now that's an excess. There are other things. If you're going for home insurance, you want
Okay,
to
before
make
you go onto the
Yes.
home insurance, for the medical,
Yes.
I think I would want to shoot in some things there, because there are persons that probably looking out for certain things and might not think of asking it. But I'm thinking, especially like somebody like me, my first question, apart from those that you ask, which I would surely ask, I would want to know if they're covering dental and vision,
Yes.
because that's like priority for me every year. And also, if I'm gonna join the insurance now, what would be my wait period before I can start claiming for dental and vision or any other thing listed on the medical?
True. So those are really important ones as well. The reality is that you can have a health insurance plan that does not even touch on dental or vision.
Yeah.
Right? Crazy, right?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Lord.
So,
So
so you need to ask.
so basically, those things would be considered riders that you would add to a policy.
Okay.
So it's something that you want to make sure you ask your advisor, hey, I'm getting this health insurance, but I need you to make sure that you have dental and vision included. Another thing that I would probably ask is, will my dental address braces? Because people don't always realize that dental coverage is only for medically related things to take care of your health and not necessarily aesthetics.
So bristles is considered like something custom, or
Yes, so it's almost like you're trying to make yourself look better. It's more cosmetic
than health.
than health related.
Okay.
Now, there are certain riders that will take care of that aspect of your, dental care.
But that's a discussion you need to have.
Exactly. And particularly also because not all of our viewers will be purchasing a private plan. If you're going for credit union health group plan, or you're getting onto your company group plan, that's another question you might want to ask your HR. Does this include dental and vision? And if it does include dental, will it also include my braces if I need to? You understand? Now, a key thing, I wanted to put out some general questions out there. But we have to remember as well that we have many different individuals listening who may have different circumstances and different needs. So I'll give an example. My health insurance coverage needs may be different to yours, just because I maybe have a sizable amount of money available to me for small routine checkups, but I may have a bigger concern about larger expenses that could come, maybe a major medical expense.
Right.
So my deductible may be higher than your deductible just because I think, okay, I don't have to worry about these small things. I can pay that out of pocket. I don't want to have a big insurance bill every month, so I'll raise that deductible up. But then in your case, you may be somebody who's really about that taking regular care of yourself, going to the doctor every now and then. You may not have the money to always pay everything out of pocket. You'll go for a smaller deductible. Your premium will be different. So the individual needs of the client is really important in regards to what you're trying to achieve with that coverage.
Give two cases where, a smaller deductible is recommended, or one case where a smaller deductible is recommended, and a case where a bigger or larger deductible is recommended.
Okay, so I remember speaking to a lady. She is middle-aged, so she's not at the stage yet where she's going to really start having a lot of major medicals as yet, but she does foresee it coming. She's very savvy about her monies, so she doesn't want to have a very big bill, but she knows that she has to have the coverage when that time does come. So she requested to have a significantly higher deductible so that she would have a small month-to-month premium, but she had that bigger deductible knowing that for small things she can take care of it, but in case something big does come up, she wants to have it handled. And then there could be the situation of a younger person who didn't want to go, let's say, on a group plan. They might decide that the same thing is the case. I have a small income. I want to make sure I have the coverage in case I get in an accident or something like that. But I know that I'll probably not be able to use this on my little day-to-day run-ins when I'm going to the hospital. So it's a lot of different use cases. And that's why it's extremely important, once again, to bring it back to having a good advisor who knows and who listens to you to hear what your actual needs are and asks you the right questions to find out, okay, maybe this might be the better move for you rather than this. Somebody who's actually analyzed what it is that your lifestyle right now requires and tells
check
you
the needs out properly.
Exactly, because some people, it's a sales-oriented job. I'm being honest with everybody. I'm the honest salesman. It's a sales-oriented job, And in any job that you get, you'll get good people and you'll get not so good people.
Yeah, get some opportunists in between.
Exactly. Because nobody can see the heart except for Jesus. So some people may end up and the manager might not be able to see that person's heart. So that's why it's extremely important for you to have somebody who's not only just going to tell you, oh, take this quickly, but somebody who's going to sit down with you, ask you the questions, find out what your goals are, what you're trying to achieve with your life and everything like that. And then now give you, prescribe, almost like a doctor, prescribe you the right set of medications to make sure you don't OD, but at the same time you get the needs that taken care of.
Understood.
Yes. So,
Okay,
yeah.
so you were continuing with the different types of insurance and the questions we should ask. So we've done medical, we've done vehicle.
Yes.
So now you are going
We
on
were
to
touching on home. Just like with the medical, and as you were saying a while ago, it also came to my mind. You want to look through what you actually getting in terms of your coverage, both with medical, particularly with medical, because certain things may not be covered in your specific plan, but also in home. People get a home insurance and they never think that anything will happen to their home until, God forbid, something happened to their home. You want somebody who could explain what is in this document, what is covered, what is excluded, so that you have a clear idea of it.
So it's possible for someone to sell you a plan and you're not fully covered with the dynamics or structure of your home?
Well, it all depends on the type. You have to know the specifics of your plan, because there are a lot of different things that can happen. Let's go to the extreme, for example, right? The extreme, the world gets into a war and a bomb fall on your house. Is that covered in your plan? Another extreme, we don't have tornadoes in St. Lucia.
Right.
A tornado happens. But then there's a situation, the common things like a fire breaks out click nearby or a fire starts in the house, you know that's going to be covered because fire is covered in your specific plan.
Right.
And then now different companies have different things that they cover specifically. So what may be covered in a comprehensive surgical plan may not be the same thing that's covered in a different company's plan. So it's important to make sure you understand the specific perils. That's what I was trying to remember. The specific perils that are covered under your plan so that you can check the likelihood of this or that or the other. And if God forbid something like that is to happen, you have peace of mind about that.
You see, they calling husband already. They sure working.
Oh gosh, boy. Yes. Okay, so that was home. I touched a little bit on health. In terms of life is an extremely broad one. There are many different types of life policies that you can take, and each of them have their pros and their cons. It really has to do with what your specific goals are for the future. And boy, there's just so many different things you could ask about life. Does it have a cash value associated with it? If I take from, is this a savings or a cash value? If I take from this, will I owe the insurance company this money back? Or is this something that's just growing for me almost like dividends over time? Right? At any given point in time, is this policy going to expire? Or is this policy going to pay me out something? I remember speaking to a young, not so young lady. And
what's that even mean? What does that mean?
it could mean either or.
She's young. She's getting there.
She's getting there.
She can see the incline.
That's right.
But she hasn't
not
feel
get there
the
yet.
burn behind the calves of the incline.
Okay, so she's like 30s, 40s.
Yeah. Old enough to at least have grandkids, right?
All right,
Okay.
cool.
Young grandkids. I mean,
Yeah.
these days, really. and
Yeah.
truly.
With 2025.
You know.
Yeah.
So 30, 40.
Yeah. And she thought that her policy was going to pay her the face value of the policy. I called her as a client. I never sold her. She was passed on to me because the person is no longer there.
Yeah, that's a tricky one.
And I called her to inform her, hey, I notice you have this type of policy. Let's meet up so I can do a review with you so you know exactly what it is that you have. And then when I went through it with her, she was shocked.
Right.
Because she thought she had one thing and it was something different.
Uh-oh.
Now, it could be that the discussion was had before. Maybe she felt, okay, let me go with the cheaper option at the time. Time changes the mind. But then now we had this review, and then now what she originally thought would happen was tied up in her plans, was not what she expected to actually happen down the line. And I now needed to work with this individual to put plans in place and to restructure things so that she could now achieve her goal.
Nice.
Right? So, yes.
Sorry, I'm not here.
Yeah.
I'm not here, right? So is this a possibility that she just did not understand? Because there's the jargon when it comes to like insurance. It's kind of different from the regular speech. You use terminology like deductible. What do you mean? You know, like
Exactly.
You know, you have different terminology.
So for
it
the
could be
listeners of
different.
Rhythm,
Yeah.
Steve, I was just saying, is it a situation that she may not have understood what the policy entailed from the get-go because of the insurance language that you all
Terminologies
use?
used. Yeah.
That may very well be a possibility. I wasn't there 20 years ago, so I can't say.
I don't know, like, do you encounter that sort of thing a lot? Right?
Oh boy.
A pleasant good afternoon to everyone. Hi, this is Steva J. My apologies. My voice is perfectly fine, but however, I did have an unexpected procedure today, which has definitely impacted my ability to speak as well as I would have. But this is still an interesting conversation, and I would like to be part of it, and ask the questions on your behalf as well. So Diego already basically articulated what I said earlier, but then I'm still, trying to press on it a little bit to find out if this misunderstanding happens often, where persons do not understand what is being said or explained to them, and how if we can get just a quick breakdown or quick definition of some of the terminology, so that when we continue speaking, it's easier for us to follow right through.
Lovely.
Yeah.
For the listeners.
I get
For the
you.
listener.
I get
Yeah.
you. I
For
get
example, that's the deductible terminology.
you. Exactly.
Well said, Steve. Well said. Well done.
said, definitely.
Yeah.
So something that can sometimes get confused as it pertains to that one, I won't really want to touch on this one because I don't want anybody to have that kind of a situation. There's a difference between expire and mature.
Ooh.
There's a difference between expire and mature. And that is something, if you're going to be getting a life policy, you want to make sure that you understand. Is this policy going to expire? Meaning that at some point this has an end date. What does this end date mean to me? Am I going to be getting anything, or is this policy going to be closed down?
Right.
If it's going to be expiring on whatever year, then that means at that point, when it gets to that date, you're no longer going to have any coverage, and chances are you're probably not going to receive anything from it.
Right.
If it's going to be maturing at a specific date, then that's a totally different situation.
Money, 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 money.
Play the track. Definitely. So if your policy is going to be maturing, and you can even look at your contract, if you still have your contract, or you may be looking to have a discussion with your advisor, you already have one, you're going to ask this question, hey, I heard on the radio somebody say my policy can either mature or expire. Which one mine doing? And your advisor will he'll check his computer, or she will check her computer. Then she'll have to tell you, okay, whether it's going to expire or mature. Right? So you want to just understand that and ask that question as well. That's a key factor. You also want to know how much coverage you have. You'd be surprised how many people I meet on a day-to-day walking about the streets. And I'm doing my work, of course, meeting individuals, speaking to individuals. And then I ask them the question, hey, do you have insurance? They say, yes, I have insurance. And then I ask, oh, nice. Who's your advisor? Maybe they can give me a name. They can give me a name. They say, okay, how much coverage do you have? I don't really know, I don't know how much coverage I have. You paying a premium every month for years on end. You should know how much coverage you have.
Paying attention to the details.
You need to understand the details. You may not know everything about it, the nitty-gritty of every single aspect of it in the contract, but you need to at least know how much coverage you have.
Right.
Yeah.
Right? And those are some of the things that you might want to ask. But key thing though,
I have good news.
oh yes, talk to me.
My policy is mature.
Oh, they mature. All right.
Stay as verifying to see if it's mature or not.
You see me? Why I was born by?
Yeah. Wonderful. Good. That sounds lovely. Perfect. So you could go ahead.
No, I was saying, it looks like we're just getting more questions coming along to ask as we go along with the discussion. Now, because of time, we may not be able to go through all the questions we want to. So, but it looks like we'll have to bring you back on next week again.
Sure, no
We
problem.
want to, right? So, we'll wrap up here.
Oh, this is a wrap up right here. Okay.
Yeah, we'll wrap up here because trust me, I mean, we want husband to tell us about if the insurance have combo like KFC.
I now start to.
Now if we start
start
that,
to
we're not going to stop.
We might have to get an hour next time.
Probably. Yes. So there is so much questions coming to mind as we're having that discussion that I know other persons are thinking of, and I know Stifa is there typing, so that's means they're typing some combo questions. I hope it's not KFC combos.
No. It once it's KFC combos. KFC. they sponsor our show coming up next. So.
All right. Right.
So that's what the questions will be looking like.
Yeah.
Right. So for the listeners, I hope you took notes of some of these questions that you should ask. Like I say, read the details. They
Definitely.
need to read the details. And if you don't want to read the details because it's time consuming, ask the agent as much questions as possible.
Correct.
Don't die ignorant, and don't be walking thinking, hey, all is well, and then when you check yourself, all is not well.
Nice.
But we thank you for listening. Don't forget, if you're just logging in or you logged in the middle of the show, you missed the first half, you can check us out on YouTube, Naomi 758 or Naomi Financial Strategies, and look at the YouTube. You will get the video here and our previous videos because Osman has
Lovely.
been on. That's our fourth.
Yeah,
Third?
this is our fourth one.
Right. Fourth episode
Yes.
on insurance, guys. So we're giving you all the information you need on insurance. So we're coming back next week again with more insurance information. So Diego, you'll join us next week?
Yeah, I'll come next week.
Yeah, because we
Let
need to
me make
ensure
sure.
that your insurance in order.
Is it Tuesday or Wednesday?
Tuesday,
Tuesday,
2:30
okay.
p.m.
2:30 p.m. All right.
Yes.
Once I'm here, I'll join.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Lovely.
thank you guys for listening and see you next week.
All right, and you heard it from Osborne. You heard it from Naomi as well. This is Let's Talk Money, but we talk insurance this time. Steve, are you coming in? She keep pointing at something. Oh, okay. All right, cool. So next week, Tuesday, don't miss it. Let's Talk Money. We're going to have a showdown. Osborne is going to tell you what kind of policies you need to get, and Naomi is going to tell you how to balance those things with your financial budgets and all of that. And in between, Steve J is going to tie a nice little thread and pull it all together. Right here on Rhythm 95.5.
All right.
Are you stuck in the struggle, feeling the squeeze? Wanna save some cash and live with ease? Naomi is here, your money guide, helping you grow and turn the tide. Let's talk